Hi, I'm Willie, and I'm going to be talking to you about my thoughts on the process of tuning double-headed concert toms here with these wonderful TAMA instruments. The first thing when I get a new set of drums or I replace the heads is that once I get them all finger tight, is that I will start with the bottom head or the resonant head. So the first thing I want to do is make that more approachable. And perhaps the most important trick that I've found that made all of this much easier is that the resonant head, the bottom head of the concert tom, is that I want it to match the pitch of the shell. So I would normally dampen the batter head, in this case the bottom head, and I'm going to tap the shell and then I'll tap the head. And you'll hear that the pitch of the drum, of the head rather, is below the shell. So now I'll gradually go around. And I'll get them close. So they're somewhat similar in pitch, but not, the pitch isn't centered from tension rod to tension rod yet. And you'll notice that the degree of turn is only about a 16th of a turn, maybe to an 1/8 of a turn. It's not much. So then I will check again. Still slightly under. So now I'll go through and do a little more fine tuning. Then once I reach this point, and when I tap on the shell, it's hopeful that when you tap the shell, that you can hear the resonant head vibrating. So once that occurs, then I will return to normal playing position here. We have these new heads on these concert toms. And then at first, my goal is to match the pitch, the batter head to match the pitch of the resonant head. It's way under, so I'm going to start with that full half turn. And some of these I can even see by the wrinkle of the head that I need to go up a little further. And then the same process for the batter head that I use with the resonant head is that I will start to get them all in the same range and then go back and have the same pitch center. I'm going to check with the bottom head. Just a little under. And I always like to start with the pitch being lower and then going up rather than going back down. So now we'll dampen the middle of the head. And one of the considerations is to ensure as you're going from tension rod to tension rod and adjusting is that the place where you're tapping on the head has the same distance from the bearing edge all the way around. Because there can be a lot of discrepancies. If you hear I'm about 1/4 of an inch here and about an inch here. So what you're hearing, the overtones are much different. So to ensure as you're going around that you are tuning, you're tapping on the same spot and then matching the pitch accordingly. So let's give this a listen here. And so for me, that's pretty good. Let's check it with the other drum. And we just set this other drum. So roughly with our concert toms is that we're going to tune them in an interval of a minor third. And when I tune the drums, I always try to start from the bottom up, from the largest drum, from the lowest pitch, going up through the drums in minor thirds. And I find that this works best, and the interval really allows the drums to be clear and have their individual voices. As far as the sound concept, what I'm looking for with concert toms is that there is a balance of the attack when I hit the drum and the sustain, and that there should be a good match of attack and tone. And if I'm not hearing that, then I'll adjust your tuning accordingly. As well, I like for the batter head to have a varying, it should not be the same pitch, and I'll usually have it a little bit higher than the resonant head, and so you can hear the fall of the drums. You can hear just a little bit of a fall, which for me gives it a characteristic concert tom sound. I hope that these tips for concert tom tuning have assisted you, and I hope you enjoy the sound of these wonderful TAMA Concert Toms.